Welcome to the free weekly reading with me, Sarah Martucci, psychic medium and certified crystal healer. And this is for the week ahead of, it's not August, it's September, September 18th through the 24th of 2017. Okay, so we're in the last kind of throes of Virgo this week. And we're moving into the sign of Libra by the 21st. So this is also kind of a week of transitions. So maybe some stuff that we want to wrap up this week with the themes of Virgo would be around decluttering, making sure that, you know, we remove any excess, anything, especially health-wise too, that might be, I don't know, say you're eating too many chocolates and potato chips. I'm not judging, but maybe your body's asking for something better here. So just make sure this week that you're paying attention to your health, that you're taking care of your needs, that the things that you're doing for yourself are healthy, and that they're helping you, that they're not hindering you in any way, shape, or form. I don't know if you can hear me, it sounds like I'm kind of getting sick. So yeah, this week's like a big focus for me about staying healthy, making sure I get lots of vitamin C, and just kind of taking care of my needs, you know? I want to say too, with Virgos, the sign itself is amazing. They're also incredible healers, but they're also really good at organization. So that's just kind of something else I want you to think about this week. How can you get yourself organized for the rest of the year? Make sure that everything's in place so that come this, you know, new season, come autumn on the 21st, you kind of have all your ducks in a row, that you're not scrambling to get stuff together at the last minute, kind of gearing up for January 1st for the, you know, the start again of the year. So kind of think right now about like how you can get yourself organized and put together. Maybe on the flip side of that is setting up boundaries. So if somebody's overstepping your boundaries, maybe right now is a solid time for you to learn how to set those boundaries. And maybe it's easier for you to kind of categorize things. So if you need a way to categorize this as your self-care. So anything self-care this week is totally highlighted. Take care of that. Take care of yourself, because there's only one of you. You got to do it, you know? And then next week we'll talk about Libra season and all the exciting awesomeness going into that. Also too, we have a new moon this week, and it's going to be in the sign of Virgo. So again, those themes are going to be so potent. So this is going to be a big week of new beginnings and transitions. Again, I feel like this whole season has been about this, but good. And I think for a lot of us, something that we desperately needed. We needed this old crap to leave our lives, but it has to be done by us. Do you know what I mean? So I think for a bunch of us, it felt like something bigger was at play, kind of removing some of these obstacles. But really and truly, when it comes down to the brass tacks and things moving along, it's truly what we do, the actions that we take. And Virgo's trying to bring our awareness to that and help us to find practical ways to make things happen for us. So yeah, just keep going. And just know this week that everything's going to be okay. And if you're ready for that new beginning, if you're ready to start over again and try something new or build upon something that you've already been doing, but maybe do it better this time, this week's going to be perfect. And I believe that the new moon's on Tuesday or Wednesday. So yeah, just keep an eye out. And if you follow me on Facebook, feel free to hop on there. I'll definitely have up some articles from some amazing astrologers, just kind of talking about what the themes are and ways that we can help ourselves. Okay, so now let's pick the cards. And remember with the cards, always, pick what you're drawn to. You can pick 1, 2, or all 3. It does not matter. Choose what you intuitively feel drawn to, okay? So this is going to be card number 1. And then this is going to be card number 2. And this will be card number 3. I'll just give you guys a couple seconds to kind of decide what you want there. So talking about boundaries, today I had a maintenance guy, so we gave the go-ahead to our apartment complex to come in and do work on the apartment as needed, even if we weren't here. And we signed off on it, but we said with the caveat that you got to give us an email beforehand to make sure that it works for us. Didn't get one. Somebody busted in while I was in the shower today. Not once, twice. And when they were in here and I told them to go, proceeded to ask me more questions instead of just leaving. So when they came back a third time, I let them know what the boundaries are. They did not like it, but I don't care. So this week, if your boundaries are tested, you know, don't back down. Make sure that you're standing up for what you need. And I felt really good afterwards, you know. Sorry I had some tude. Sorry, I'm not sorry. You know, like, you got to know, this is my space. You can't just come in whenever you want. If I tell you to go, then you have to leave, you know? Anyways, okay. So if you guys pick card number 1, you got the Queen of Swords, and here's your beautiful card. Okay, so I don't know if most of you guys noticed on there, the little panther, like in the corner. I'd like you to look into the panther as an animal totem and an extra message this week. There'll be something in there, an extra message that you need to hear, that you need to know. I think maybe just to kind of help you with the week ahead. Something, to me, whenever panthers show up, it's the cat, but there's the shadow aspect to it. So I feel like you might be dealing with some heavier, deeper aspects of yourself this week. Or I would say, if you have those things come up for you, make sure that you get a hold of a friend that can listen to you and will understand those deeper, darker aspects and be a good friend to you and really give you space to talk about it. Or even a therapist. Just make sure that you get to somebody to share that experience with, so it's not just on you. I want to say a reminder to you this week is that you don't have to do all of this all by yourself. Okay. But whenever swords show up in a reading, they talk about our mental space. Where are we? If you notice in the card, she's actually pointing towards the right, which is talking about the past. But you see her holding up that sword there. It's almost like she's saying, it's almost like she's taking her power back. Do you know what I'm saying? So I want to say this week that there might be some some heavier, uglier stuff is coming up from the past. Something about this week is going to help you either get a new perspective, because this card also says, think with your heart, think with your head, and as opposed to your heart this time. So really this is about being grounded and logical and rational. And maybe looking at something from the past in a different perspective, and really taking your power back, especially mentally. So this is something that's been eating away at you. I think that you'll find the resolution this week that you need, or the perspective that you need in order to let it go and take back your power. Alla freaking Luya. You know, like, I would like this card too. Okay, what I noticed in here as well too, if you noticed on the card, which is really cool because we have the new moon this week as well, there's this talking about a new beginning here. So this new moon is saying that new beginnings are coming. It's kind of like whenever you decide to take back your power mentally, that new beginning starts for you. And that sword is pointing directly up to it. So there's that link to the past is directly tied to your new beginning. So say you have an opportunity in front of you, you're not really sure if you can handle it, and then all of a sudden you realize that lately you've been thinking about all this old crap and you're like, where the heck is this coming from? I want to say that those old thoughts or those old memories or that old pain that's coming up for you is coming up for release, so that you can be wide open for your new beginning, so that you have space for your new beginning. So don't be opposed to mental healing this week. I think that is really what this card is talking about. Last thing on here too, if you notice there's little pockets of water down here, I would like you to pay attention to your psychic intuition, your inner GPS this week. I want to say that you're on point. Something is being reflected back to you through the things that you're picking up and mentally. So maybe you hear something, maybe you hear a message that's important. Somebody says something that really strikes home. Listen to that message wherever it came from, either in your head or from another source. Listen to that this week, especially if it strikes a chord with you, and listen to what your intuition is saying. It's saying something is important here. So listen to your intuition. You're absolutely on point. You know what's best for you, and you've got this going forward. Go kick ass, okay? And if you pick card number 2, you got the 8 of Swords, and here's your beautiful card. All right. Okay. So the 8 of Swords, I don't know if you noticed on there, but you see the little chickadee right there. She looks kind of stuck. She looks kind of sad. There's this feeling of, like you're immobile, like it's hard to move. You're having a hard time with movement or moving past something. And I want to say that this is directly linked to the future since she's facing towards the left. So I don't know whether, and again, this is a swords card, 8 of Swords. So swords is talking about your mental space. This week it feels like it's hard for you mentally to get past something that you feel is kind of keeping you stuck here. I feel like from the feelings of this card, it has to do with the future and something. So either a fear about the future, or you're not sure how to take care of yourself going forward, or maybe you're not really sure what's going to happen going forward. Whatever this fear is surrounded by the future, I want to say to you that you're more than capable of handling whatever obstacle comes your way. This is about you getting another perspective on what the situation is and reminding yourself that you have power here, that this isn't out of your hands. So say, like, a big fear for me going forward, you know, say if things ever got busy for me, that's always been a fear that, like, will I be able to handle it? So a big part of that and working through that fear is remembering that I'm in charge of my schedule. Hello. I get to schedule how this whole thing goes. So yeah, maybe I'm inundated with work, but I schedule it out so that I can take care of it and everybody's needs are met, including my own. So remember where your power is this week. Don't be baited into the thought that somehow you need to stay where you are, or that being stuck is better or safer. This is about you taking your power back as well. And again, in a mental way, because this feels like nothing but, like, it just feels kind of sad. Like she just can't see a way going forward. And I want to say too, if you're having problems with that or depression this week, again, make sure that you reach out, or you feel as though that thing is hard to get past. Maybe that depression is hard to get past. The first deal with that is facing it and saying, okay, maybe I have a problem here. And I deserve help. I deserve to get the support that I need. And then going and getting that for yourself. So realizing that depression is not your fault, but that there is something that you can do about it. I want to say last thing on the card with this. If you see there's like a rainbow up top. So whenever you see the rainbow, a rainbow comes up in a reading, it talks about the worst being over. So maybe linked to what your fears of the future is that something from the past is going to repeat again. Like, what's the point? Say you're scared to get into a love relationship. Say like the last two ended up really bad and you're terrified to get into this new relationship because you're afraid it's just going to end up like all the other ones did in the past. This is saying to you this week that the worst is behind you, that same situation, those same things and those themes are not going to keep happening. You've already learned from it. You don't have to keep going through this pain. So to just allow yourself to be free. So know this week, look for a different perspective. Know that you can make it through any obstacle and that the power is in your hands. All you need is a different perspective. You've got this. Okay. All right. And if you pick card number 3, you got the 9 of Wands, and here's your beautiful card. Trying to get this camera to focus. The struggle is real. Okay. So the 9 of Wands. Whenever wands show up in a reading, they talk about what are we manifesting? What are we trying to create here? There's something important. And with the 9 of Wands, it talks about success almost being there. It's like it's right within your grasp. You're so close. Do not give up is what I want to say by this card. So this week, don't give up. Maybe you felt lately like, what the fuck is the point of all of this? I'm trying to live my life and I can't seem to get ahead, or I feel like I'm not getting the recognition that I need, or something is not happening here for me that I so desperately want. Let me fix this real quick. I want to say to you, don't give up. Keep going. You're so freaking close. And just because you're not seeing the end result right now doesn't mean that it's not occurring for you or something isn't in the works for you in the background. Okay? All right. I want to stay on here too. If you notice on this card, it looks like a little ledge there going into the canyon in the background. This talks to me about taking a leap of faith this week, and it goes right up through the spider web right here. And usually when spiders or spider webs show up in readings for me, or they show up in cards, it talks about this gift of writing. So maybe think about this week. Maybe you're taking a leap of faith as writing a book. Maybe it's writing a letter to someone. Do you know what I'm saying? So I want you to kind of think outside of the box this week in terms of your taking a step into the unknown, taking this leap of faith. How can writing help you to make the transition easier? Or how can writing somehow tie in here and help you to move forward? Maybe it's just as easy as writing in a journal entry. Do you know what I'm saying? It's whatever works for you. This could be something as simple as that and as big deal as a freaking book. But I'd like you to see this week how the writing kind of ties in and how it helps, yes, to kind of like smooth over the whole transition period. And just to know that whatever obstacle is coming up for you, again, you're more than capable of working through this, and that you've got this. This is about trusting in your gifts and abilities, trusting that you're on the right track, and just sticking with it and knowing that everything's going to be okay. Yeah, last thing there, I just maybe want to say to you, celebrate this week. Because I want to say in like a week or two, maybe tops like a month with this card, or maybe look to the 9th of a month, since this is the 9 of Wands, that this thing should come to fruition for you. You should be able to hear feedback or know better what's going on with the situation that you feel like you can't get past. So just have some faith this week. Know that it's going to be okay, and know that that happy ending is coming for you. You're so, so close. Don't give up, and good job. Okay. All right, and then this week, I'm gonna have to grab around. I'm doing clear quartz, and I love clear quartz. It's so beautiful, and I have like the most incredible piece here too. Okay, so let's see if I can get it to focus. Look at that. I want to eat it, guys. Should I just do videos of all the stones I want to eat? Would you guys even watch that? I'm just saying. I love that so much. Okay, so clear quartz. I could probably go on for years about clear quartz. I think for a lot of people besides amethyst, clear quartz is one of those stones that's like the gateway stone. For me, I've been obsessed with quartz, especially like the clear quartz and like the points and stuff like that. Has always been my first and like only true love, besides like rainbow, moonstone, and labradorite. Those are like my three babies. I would have a whole room full of just clear quartz if money and time allowed it. But this stone is the all healer. If you can think about, or it's called the all healer, helping you in every single chakra. So if you need a stone, you're not really sure where to go, what stone to pick, or you feel kind of like overwhelmed by maybe all the stones that are out there and that are being offered, I would say start with clear quartz and see how you feel with that. With that being said, I want to let you know that clear quartz is an amplifier of energy. So be careful of your thoughts or the intentions that you set with the stone, because they will be amplified like tenfold, like in a stanky good way. So just know that if you work with the stone, then it's going to give you that support that you need, and it's going to amp up whatever you're trying to go towards. And I know it sounds weird to talk to stones. Look, I understand logically, but all you're doing here is you're letting the energy know where you would like it directed. So I would say something simply to the effect of, if I was working, since I've already programmed the stone, just say like, you know, hey, I'm looking for health and healing. Please help me to achieve that in my life. Help me to give me the energy to achieve health and healing in my life. Something to that effect. But then you let the stone know what you need it to do, and then it goes off and does its wonderful job of just putting out good juju to help you through your day, you know? Also too, yeah, clear quartz kind of just works for everything. Anything that you can think of. Again, every single chakra, so it doesn't even matter which one that you use it on. Yeah, just be careful with your energy in terms of what you're setting the intentions with the stone with, because it will amplify it. I would say like a good combination with the stone in your room. Say you're trying to, say you need extra protection. Say you're a medium or you're a psychic and you're getting a lot of visitors in the evening, and you know, dead people are showing up and being like, hey, help me. Say you're trying to cut down on that. You're trying to work with stones. What I would do in your space is I would get a large chunk of black tourmaline and stick it in the windowsill, and then get a large piece of clear quartz and stick it right next to it. So it's kind of amplifying that stone that it's with, and it's amplifying that that positive protection quality. So just one of a bazillion things that you could do with it, and always go for the stones larger than 1/4 in size, and you're good to go. All right, you guys, I really hope you enjoyed this week's weekly reading. Please feel free to leave a comment below. And yeah, remember guys, this is your week. Make it an amazing one. All right, you guys, we'll talk soon. Bye.